light on, yeah?
Red light's on.
Are we live? Are we live, ladies and gentlemen? Yes, yes! Welcome to our first podcast. Put our juice right there. Why are you drinking at the same time? Oh, okay. Welcome to our first podcast. What's the podcast name, Junaid?
Pixel Podcast.
That's it. We've got a bit of a live audience with us at the moment.
We got people off to
Do we
the
have a bit of a round of
side
applause, lads? Just let everyone know that you're here.
there. Shall we open the sound effects?
This is
Yeah,
we have a bit of sound
I
effects.
thought you were going to put some like sound effects in.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like to do
so
in no, but isn't that like in what's it called? Find the Booth
Find
with
the Booth.
Charlie.
Charlie Sloth comes in with us.
He does that. Yeah. We could do that. But anyway, this feels a bit weird, man. What's today's topic?
Well, why do
Keep it natural.
Why don't you
Nice and natural.
Why do you explain what the podcast is about and what it
Do we need to?
encompasses?
We shouldn't look at the camera. We should look at each other.
I guess.
Yeah.
All right. It's the first time I'm doing this, isn't it? So
Gupshop, you know,
it's a
Gupshop.
bit of a-
I was thinking of calling it Gupshop with Pixel, but
that sounds a bit too back home.
So, let's introduce you guys, man.
oh yeah, I'm Pixel. My name's Haseeb.
Your Pixel.
Yeah.
I thought it was a C, but all right.
No, my name is Haseeb, but people, because of my company, call me Pixel for some reason.
After all, this is the Pixel podcast.
For the people who don't know, like full name and your full company name, please.
What? Shall I give date of birth, address, everything
might
like
as well,
that?
innit?
National insurance number?
Might as
No, my
well.
name is Haseeb. I run a videography, photography company. We mainly do,
Oh, sorry about that.
you know what to do? Let's stick our phones on silent.
Yeah, my bad. I thought it was on silent.
This is live.
This is the first episode, so we're just a bit of going through some technical difficulties before we like.
Yeah, so
For
I
professional-
run a media company. We specialize in videography and photography. We mainly do weddings, but also we do commercial work as well for businesses.
And I just tag along.
Yeah, pretty much. Let's give a bit of introduction about you as well, Junaid. I think most of the people that are going to watch this know about me anyway. I'm going to put all my ads
What do you know? What like
in the bottom
we
corner.
want new customers.
Customers.
We want some new like.
Who is
Listeners.
this mystery man next to you? I see.
This brother here. He's a good lad. He's a local lad that I've picked up off the street.
Craigslist.
Not
Can we
crazy.
swear? Can we swear on this?
No.
No, I'd rather not.
Can we
Yeah,
not?
It's a family show.
because it's profanity.
Should we keep it to a minimum?
If you can use words like,
Keep it natural.
but that's
Yeah, but
not-
that is natural.
I don't want any swear words.
Yeah.
I hate to say, it, but that's alright.
It's not good. I don't like swearing
Right,
myself.
So
cool.
yeah, you've avoided the subject, but introduce yourself.
Introduce yourself,
Okay,
brother.
alright. So my name is Junaid,
Okay, hi Junaid.
and
Hi mate. Oh, sorry, coronavirus.
Alright, yeah, sorry, I forgot about that. Yeah, my name is Junaid, and yeah, I've known Haseeb since high school. And
Oh yeah. How many years is that?
High school sweethearts.
No,
I wouldn't take it that far. I am married.
right, no, yeah, what was that? Year 11,
You went year 10.
Year 10, and he came into my school
In
in
sixth
sixth form,
Yeah.
and then I've known him since then.
Let's not give too many details away, like which sixth form.
Alright, we need some
like
stuff
that.
for the future as well.
No.
No, as in too much
Well, I mean,
personal
Yeah. Like I was
details.
saying,
You're gonna end up giving your whole like.
Nobody's gonna come and like stalk you, bro.
just to
Chill out.
clarify, guys, when I say introduce yourself,
You
just
gotta be careful with this kid, bro. He's gonna end up putting like
Bro,
bro, passport. He's gonna bring his
alright.
passport next time. This is it.
But you said you wanted to know a bit about me, so I'm just
Yeah,
telling how we know each
no,
other.
fair enough.
So yeah, I've known Haseeb since high school, and we've just been mates since then.
There's been a lot of up and down, isn't it?
There was a gap where like I didn't know you.
A gap?
Where we after
Did you
high
have a
school
bit of a breakup?
is yeah.
and now you're here, guys. So what about here right now?
To be honest, it's been a difficult relationship,
No,
but we've managed to.
He was
this
over it.
guy.
Yeah.
This
It's
is,
the therapy that's been
this-
working.
No,
This is kind of good therapy for us as well.
no, it's good, but shall I finish off what I was
Sorry,
saying?
brother.
So yeah, there was a bit of a gap, and then we saw each other again when it was your cousin's birthday or something. Remember?
Oh yeah, in Anams.
In Anams,
And then the violins were playing,
yeah,
the wind blowing. This guy came running towards me.
No, and then yeah, we just since then we were just being mates since then.
Yeah. Just a question there. You said you in business and stuff. You work in weddings, obviously, don't you?
Yeah.
So what do you kind of class as a
You don't have to be too formal, Shami. Like,
Bro, we're
you're
in his
speaking to- Keep it natural,
living
bro.
room. We're in his living
So-
room. It's not like Jonathan Rushaw, bro.
So
Chill out.
What do you class as a perfect wedding?
Ooh, is this one of our first questions? Yeah.
No, I think
Is it-
before we move on to that, this is the first episode. We just.
By the way, bear with us, guys. This is our first podcast,
Right, I
so
think.
we're
Do
gonna
you want me to
learn as
do
we
you want
go.
me to state outright what it is we're going to be talking about and the
Go.
topics? So, I think generally we're going to be talking about
Generally topics around the
general
wedding industry.
topics, just what's going, current topics that
Around
are
the
going
wedding
on
industry as well.
around the
mainly.
wedding industry, because obviously that's your career, that's your profession.
Yeah.
But
Very much
I'm in the design. I work in the design industry and entertainment industry, and then we're gonna have other guests coming on in the future, inshallah.
Inshallah.
And
By the way, for the English folk, that means God willing. But yeah, we sum
So
that.
yeah, so we're just gonna so every episode, I think we're just gonna be talking about topics, and if it goes off on a tangent, then yeah,
Then we got these guys to.
have a bit of see where it takes, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just so you know, we're hired, so these guys are we're here.
We're paying them.
If you need anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like you were saying,
I'm not being paid,
Should we-
but
Okay.
so like you're saying, you've got a lot of topics that you want to talk
Yeah.
about. So
But
where should we start? No,
keep
the
it.
current situation right now. Look, why?
No, that's one thing I wanted to make clear. We can't use the C word because apparently I've been looking into it. Videos with that,
Right. Okay.
yeah, keep getting
demonetized.
So with the current situation.
Really?
for some reason. Yeah, it's weird that. So we're not going to use that
So
word.
the current blank situation. What do you think about blank?
Is that what we're gonna call it? Blank?
That's another thing is I don't want to talk about it too much. It's too much of a down.
No, but
depressing.
this is our first episode, and we're sort of in that period.
Why
I know,
did you choose
but-
to do a podcast?
Why?
Yeah.
I see.
I think right now is the perfect time for it.
I listen to a
One,
lot of them, and you do as well. And I think it's just something that we always wanted to do with it.
I don't, to be honest. I've not.
Do you
watched
not?
a lot. I've watched a couple.
A couple.
Yeah, Joe Rogan.
I'm on about 5. I've like burned through so many.
Smashed it. So you should be an expert.
So that's because my work's really boring here. So I'm just.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I don't
podcast.
like-
Why podcast?
I'm not one. Shall I be honest with you? Brutally honest. I feel that because of the work I'm in, people just see what I put on my Instagram in terms of my work.
And your Snapchat stories. And
Yeah,
whatnot.
stuff like that. I want people to know genuinely what I'm like.
But so people have
Which-
so many questions. You got a platform to tell them. You know.
No, exactly. So I want to be brutally honest with people. I want to talk about stuff that's not talked about. I want to talk about topics that people are a bit afraid to talk about.
Yeah, we can.
So we can be a bit
talk
raw
about
with that.
Yeah, I guess.
You know what I mean? Which is kind of interesting. There's a lot of taboo in the wedding industry. There's some hot topics, and then also no one's actually done a podcast
Yeah.
about the wedding industry. So I reckon this should,
Okay.
this podcast is going to be the truth.
Okay.
Straight up.
Fresh.
Like,
Introduce yourself, go.
my name is Junaid.
Is
I'm a graphic designer and animator. That's what I did as a degree in uni.
Mashallah.
Only the past couple of years I'm
You single? You looking for a wife?
single, ready to mingle, and I'm
leave it there.
I'm trying to get into the acting industry. So I've done a couple of bits and bats. Managed to get an agent and just sort of building my way up. That's
What's
sort of my profession at the moment.
What was I gonna say? What's the best on-screen thing you've done? Because I would say you're not doing any movies yet, have you? So I was struggling to.
No,
Give it
that
a-
movies is a bit of a. You need to have. I think unless you're lucky or street cast or whatever for a part, you have to build your way up to that. But I've been.
What's the best thing you've been casting so far?
There was.
That people might actually know.
There's only one main thing that I've been casting. That was for Channel 4. It was
Easy now. Channel 4.
Channel 4. HD.
Go on.
HD. All right.
What was
for
it?
Channel 4? It's called Brad Boys.
Brad Boys.
Yeah,
What's that about?
If people want to watch that, where can they go to watch it?
it's on All 4, and it's it was just a comedy. It was a pilot for a comedy sketch.
It's not another thing. Let's start from. Let's get one thing clear. Yeah, there's a few ground rules we'll have. I think there's words that we should use which may make us come
Yeah.
across a bit.
Okay, so the C word was one.
Yeah, yara. I use that too much.
Yara.
Yeah, that
Because
means
we're from. If you didn't know, if you couldn't tell already, we're from Bradford.
Shut.
What the?
And well, I'm
No,
from
nothing
Bradford.
against Bradford.
I'm from
but
Bradford.
I am not from Bradford.
He's
Don't-
from Halifax, but I live about
Yeah.
10 minutes away from him. It's a
Yeah.
BD post.
Let's leave it at that.
Bradford postcode.
You just about to give your postcode away, my brother. What are you doing? I keep telling you,
I said it's a
this
BD.
guy's gonna end up
I just
giving
said
his
it's a
whole
Bradford
account details and
postcode.
everything.
I just said it's a Bradford postcode. I didn't
Alright.
give my full postcode.
Alright,
right?
okay, cool. But yeah, so you finished introducing yourself, yeah?
So yeah, I quickly finished it. It was called Brad Boys. It was on All 4, Channel 4.
Okay.
And that's the main thing I've done so far for my acting.
Smashed it. So you're an aspiring actor. Is this?
Yeah, aspiring
Is that fair to
actor.
say?
Yeah.
Okay. Where do you see yourself in 10 years' time?
Hopefully just not doing my current work, doing graphic design, doing my 9 to 5, and I'm doing work in TV or film or just branching out.
Okay. Where do you see yourself in 10 years' time?
So that
What's your 5 biggest
It wasn't a
strengths?
clear answer, to be honest.
What's your 5 biggest strengths?
What?
Your 5 biggest strengths.
Strengths. I didn't have
This is
strengths.
like a proper interview we're giving the guy, innit?
Alright, designing. Is that what you mean? When you say strengths or
Anything.
Just imagine you were
You
getting
need-
cast for a movie right now or a show or anything
Why
like
do
that.
people cast
okay,
you?
I can produce
Sell yourself.
music.
Sell yourself. You never know, a big time Hollywood director
Alright,
might
so
be
I've got-
watching this.
So I'm a
Cameras
graphic
in
I'm a
your
graphic designer. I can animate.
Okay.
I am alright.
Right to the camera.
I can animate, I can produce music, I can edit visual effects,
That's cute.
and yeah, acting. And I like football. That's a strength. That's a strength. What?
I need more space to jump around. I like football.
Acting, visual effects, football.
That's a sick one.
What, man?
I like painting on the weekend.
I'm just trying to think back on my like CV. What's written on there?
He's gonna go back to his
Yeah, but
CV.
we have a whole rounder there.
I've got a design CV and acting CV. They're both separate, so I'm like, what's on both of them? I can play instruments.
Alright, could we now?
I can play.
Is it safe to say now that you've introduced yourself? I think people will pretty much grasp the obvious.
All right, whatever. Yeah, I think so.
Are you satisfied with that?
I'm just answering your question. If you're satisfied with it, then that's cool.
Okay, cool. I know you, bro. So
All right, yeah, but it's for the audience, innit? So they don't know. You know me, so they don't know me. So I'm just trying to give a bit.
I
about
guess we'll
myself.
probably learn a bit more about each other doing this podcast as well.
over the coming episodes, if they see how it was. But yeah,
So yeah, in terms of topic,
What?
I know you're not married.
I think
What makes
I
you
know I'm not
ready?
my interesting.
That's what I was about
but
to say.
just go to the first one. Just to go to the first question. What interesting story? I'll have to come back to on that because I'm in
No.
graphic design as well. There must have been some stuff in the past.
That I feel like you just want to tell us something.
Interesting to me is more like something. I've got
Something worth telling. Something crazy, bro.
I'll think of one up. Let me get back to probably
of
the
one.
next episode. I'll have to think about it. But yeah. So go on. You were saying you was gonna.
Yeah, I would say let's stick to the wedding, innit?
I've got a story to tell regarding me working with you.
Let's leave that one out.
Yeah.
What I was gonna say was,
I think I'm gonna tell that later on.
I think I can answer that. What was the question? What makes a good wedding?
Good wedding.
I think there's loads of things, isn't there? From aesthetic, like visuals, you know, when people go to town with all the decor and stuff like that. Your outfits, the food, especially with the Asian community, Asian weddings. I'd say from all the weddings I've eaten at, Pakistani food is the best, man. I
Yeah,
would
you
say
can't
that's-
beat
You can't
Pakistani
beat Pakistani food. No offense to all the other cuisines out there.
Indian food's nice.
No, Indian
It
food,
is-
Pakistani food is simple. It's
No,
pretty
it
much
is.
similar.
I think we're just used to it, but it's just the spices that we get with our Pakistani food at weddings.
Is there a difference between Pakistani and Indian?
You must have been to a lot of weddings, yeah?
Yeah, but
the
what's
typical
actual,
dishes,
What's
what are
the
they?
actual difference?
There's,
You said spices, but I just consider.
you know,
them
the
all
actual,
to be the same thing.
the,
Basar.
sorry?
That's a specific
Spice though.
Basar mix is a specific spice. It's not. That's not what differentiates the two.
Decor plays a huge part. That's where the visuals come in. Because
Okay.
one thing is for certain is that, okay, yeah, weddings these days, which are not cheap, people are spending
Oh yeah,
thousands
I
of
think that's an episode in itself. How expensive
weddings can be.
weddings can be.
Yeah.
Because I only
People
found
are
out recently from myself how expensive they can be.
Which I got a shock.
I was shocked. I was like, yo.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
not cheap, man. But yeah, you think about it. So if I'm just explaining something, I'm pitching something to people as well, so that the ones that are watching
Okay.
kind of understand the importance of our work. Yeah, people spend thousands £1,000 at weddings. Yeah, decor is not cheap, food's not cheap, outfits, everything. You go all out, but if you think about it, it's over within.
That's what I
A
used.
day.
But yeah, but that's what I thought about weddings.
Let
in
me
the
finish.
past. Okay, go on, carry on. Sorry.
That's where we come in.
Oh, okay.
We, as creative individuals, capture your moments, capture all the little details, basically everything you spent money on, and have it there for you to last forever.
We're back.
And we're back.
We had some technical difficulties there.
Yeah.
I don't know which camera I'm looking into, but we had some technical difficulties.
Actually, we said we were going to avoid looking at the camera. We're talking to each
Yeah,
other.
okay, it's cool, but I'm addressing the audience. But yeah, we had some technical difficulties.
Where were we?
Um, So yeah, we were asking what makes a good wedding in your opinion. You talked about
What
food.
makes a wedding good?
What makes a wedding good? Same thing. Yeah.
Is it though?
What makes a
What
good
makes
wedding?
a good wedding or what's a good wedding?
Let's not delve too deep into that. But let's
No,
not
let's actually no. Let's stop for a second. Let's
Okay.
sit back and actually think about that question.
Which one? There's two questions I was asked there.
Exactly. Do you get it? Yeah. So what makes a wedding good?
So
we
we
mentioned the food thing.
Yeah.
That's a very important factor for me, as you can tell. Decor is very good as well. I think the people that pull a stingy one on decor tend to regret afterwards. I personally would advise people that visual things are the most important at a wedding. I think what you see is going to be the main thing, isn't it? As well as obviously the food. So that comes into the outfits, the jewelry, the makeup. Makeup artist is a very big topic we can maybe discuss. It's in a
Okay.
different later on episode, which is
Like I
something
said-
again you're gonna learn about.
Like I
so
said,
much, bro.
each of these things are. I think these.
You're
are
gonna be a
full-
wedding guru at the end of this.
We can discuss this in another whole episode, man.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But yeah, so decor, the outfits, all these things. The other thing is as well that people don't realize only when they're actually doing it is wedding planning is so stressful, bro. I'm telling you. From choosing your wedding decor, your outfits, makeup artists, it's a headache. People having to ring around and just picking the right thing. I know, because I've recently, well, not recently, it's been 2 years now since I've been married. Even though I was in the wedding industry, I still found it.
How long ago? When did you start off?
What?
Because you started doing sort of video work before, but that sort of delved into wedding afterwards.
This just shows that you're not paying attention to it. I did say that I started 5 years ago.
5 years ago. No, but
Yeah.
is that in the wedding? Because I'm sure you
Wedding
did video
industry.
work before that time as well. That's what
No,
I'm saying.
before that, I was doing my degree, wasn't I? Remember?
Yeah. Okay, so you.
So by the time I'd finished my masters,
No, but while she was doing.
No,
While
whilst
she
I
was
was
in
doing my
uni,
masters.
while she was doing uni, I knew you then, and you was doing video work then, were you?
yeah. So during my degree, during my masters, I started this, and I did civil engineering, by the way.
Big-
That's all I know these two guys.
That's a big leap,
Innit?
big career leap.
That could be a topic on its own. Going from careers. We can talk
Yeah,
about careers.
what you studied at uni.
But yeah, let's finish
yeah,
this off.
okay.
I was gonna say, yeah, wedding planning is stressful. That's the thing. Like again, like I said, we're new to this. So do you know when you're going off on tangents and stuff?
That's
It's
all. That's
difficult
what the
still.
podcast's about, bro.
Isn't
It's
it?
just a little chat with your mates, and then.
Yeah. So obviously, you asked.
But we'll
when
bring
did
it
I
back. We'll
start?
try to bring it back and like cover
You,
everything.
you
what we're
asked when I
talking about.
started 5 years ago. I was doing my degree. It was a hobby that has now turned into a full-time profession. From civil engineering to videography. It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Masters. Alhamdulillah, I've got a master's in civil engineering. One was a bit skeptical. Family was a bit skeptical.
Standard.
He's going from doing a master's in engineering.
That's standard.
It's a typical job, isn't it? Mara putter doctor bansi, engineer bansi, solicitor bansi. So that was the thing. And I just wanted to do what I enjoy, which is my passion is in videography and photography. That's another interesting question,
What?
which was on the list, which I was thinking about. Define success. What do you think success is defined as? What would you say? It's money,
I think
or
it's,
would you say it's
personally, it's all subjective, isn't it? If you're defining success, because if funnily enough, my mate did this as a uni project.
what
about-
his topic was?
His topic was literally in second year of uni. He went around Huddersfield and asked a lot of people. Just literally asked anybody off the street,
Define success.
what's your idea of success? So people in the uni, what's your idea of success? And they all give different answers. So to some people, it's like, getting to a point where they don't need to stress about money, or where they don't need to stress about
Comfort.
living, comfort. Other people, it might be like, when they bought a specific
Lambo,
house.
got a rollie.
I think if
Nice.
people I don't know, that's a not car, but if you've got to a certain stage in your life where you
Actually, we can bring you guys in this.
so
even though you're not
success,
camera, what
if
would
they're
you?
married, having kids, stuff like that, that might be success to some people.
'Cause
People might be money. It's just subjective, isn't it?
It is subjective. It's an interesting question as well because different people have different opinions.
3 words. Success is happiness.
Do you want to come? They might be able to pick
It'll
it up.
pick you up.
Okay, go on.
So you think success is defined from happiness? If a person's happy in life, they're successful.
Being content
Being
Content is just,
content.
with what you've achieved.
so you're saying money and all this, the houses, the cars.
It could be to get a golden globe. It depends on the person.
Oh, so yeah, so like you're saying same as me, subjective. Whatever profession you're in, to some people it might be money, to some people it might be an award, different things.
Yeah, I guess with yeah.
But to me,
Mainly, obviously, people
happiness.
think about when they think success, it's being well off, isn't it?
That's true, yeah.
I personally, I think that comes with it. But if a person sets targets for themselves, goals,
I think,
and if they've achieved them and smashed them,
yeah,
that's success enough.
because you can't really. I feel like
Rest of the perks, the rewards come with it.
because I feel like if you get to a certain, the journey is better than the destination. Like if you get to the once
That's
you've got to the
interesting.
destination,
What do
or
you mean
once
by
you like, say for example, let's say from when you're a younger, from when you're young and
A
you
young
wanna get-
sport.
a young sport, and let's say for example for me it's been like wanting to be getting into acting or the entertainment industry, and I'm thinking right, success to me is an Oscar. I'm not saying it is, but for example's sake it is. And then I get to the point and I do get an Oscar, and it's like, and I'm say however old I am, 35. I'll say I've
How old
got
are you
one.
now?
I'm just saying for example.
How old are you now?
I'm 24 now.
Mashallah.
But let's say I've got it at 35. Once I've got it,
I knew that, by the way. I'm just asking.
Once I've got it, then I'm gonna be like, okay, where do I go from here? Does that mean I'm successful? I'm gonna be like, I've achieved what I want to achieve. Now,
So-
what do I need to look forward to?
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't think it should be limited to like a specific item. It should be just keep enjoying it. Keep.
Are you
trying to
saying that from what I've gathered from what you're saying is, correct me if I'm wrong, success isn't like something that once you're there, you're there.
It's not
success can keep going.
It's not like
basically.
one
It's
set
ongoing.
thing. Yeah, it should be. It
Like if
should
a person
be,
sets goals, they smash that goal.
and then make
go
a
to the
new
next
goal. Yeah, exactly.
Smash,
That
yeah.
should be, and which the smashing of that goal should be success in
The
itself.
smashing of that goal. Should we
Quote me on that, quote me on that.
should we title this podcast as Smashing Goals?
Smashing.
Smashing goals.
I don't know. We'll you
No,
can
that's
tell it what you want.
interesting. That, like I said, the common the first thing that comes to mind when you talk about success, obviously, is people think about the lifestyle, the money,
People will just say a lot of
the house,
earning a lot of money. That's the standard thing what people will say when it comes to success. But like I said, it's subjective. So yeah, everybody will give you a different answer. So that's my personally success to me is getting into my passion. So for you, it was being a videographer, and you managed to do that. For me, I want to get into acting. So if I was able to do that and leave my part-time job of designing or whatever, and I do that full time,
yeah.
that's like my first sort of step. And I'd be like, all right, I've done that. Now it'll be like, can I provide for my family?
So you're saying
That's another level
your
of
end
success.
goal is to be obviously successful actor, isn't it?
To be successful enough where I can provide for my own family. I've managed to get my own house,
So
my own separate thing.
Is it? Am I correct in saying that you're an aspiring, struggling actor? I think they always are, aren't they?
It's difficult because this is like everything we're talking about. You could be an episode in itself, but
Yeah.
it's just that industry.
It's alright,
is-
bro. Let it out.
That industry is so is it saturated?
Saturated. The
Wait, like
wedding
is-
industry, yeah. Not the wedding, sorry. The
Acting industry.
yeah. You see, I'll mention that word. Oh my God.
Because if you see like most actors now, even these big Hollywood actors, when they say Hollywood actors, they might have done one movie through Hollywood,
Yeah.
but then once the shooting period for that film might be.
Do you think after
3
they're
months.
married, after their weddings,
What do you mean?
they think things start going downhill, or do you think success? They're still driving.
Is that
for
do you mean
success?
do you mean
After
people in
their
general
weddings,
or
their marriage,
people in general?
weddings, yeah.
Sorry, I didn't understand. You're saying so people in general get married, they.
Actually, that's an interesting question. That do you think marriage affects a person's drive? And this guy can answer it because he's married, but the rest of you too. And that's
No, but
actually,
you're married as well, but that's a.
I know. I'll answer that.
I don't think so, no. I think, if anything, it gives you a bigger drive.
Really?
100%.
Yeah.
I wouldn't agree with that.
I agree
Because
with
you
that.
have, you know, well, from a male perspective, it's not. I mean,
I don't. You know what? This is
as-
interesting. This
as
is the interesting
in
thing.
nature. I think from if I was to talk like from a male's perspective,
You think once a person's married, that he'd still have the same goals, the same drive,
No,
the
he
same
said even
enthusiasm,
more.
If anything,
and
more.
more.
I agree
and
with him.
because the thing
Why?
is, it's like
You have someone to push you.
like a yeah. You have that extra push. You have somebody there, or if not, you have somebody there that you wanna give them, that you wanna provide them. That it's just
Motivation. Another factor of motivation, basically. Okay, I get your point, but I don't agree with it.
Right.
I'm telling you from experience. Yeah, my missus is gonna watch this and she's gonna be like, "Acha."
He's getting slumped tonight, boy.
No, but you understand why.
Alright,
So obviously, when I started this, my work, my company,
Back in-
I wasn't married,
Okay.
and my drive back then was very high. Because obviously, starting any business off, you have a lot of enthusiasm. You
But
got
I think age has a factor to play in that as well.
not necessarily. Okay, a little bit, but I wouldn't say necessarily.
And you saying that if
Sticking
he was
back
doing
to-
this when he was 40 years, if you're 40 years old and you were doing the same thing, moving. Let's say you did civil engineering at uni and you got to 40 years old and you're still doing civil engineering, and at that point you're like, okay, I want to get into videography. At that point when you're 40 years old, would you still be having the same drive to say, yeah, I'll just do, I want to
Age
smash
obviously
it.
does come into it,
Okay, so there you go.
but
Change your mind around there.
no, but I wasn't finished with what I was saying. The reason why I'm saying marriage affects it is, like I said, your priorities, they change. You have now someone to be responsible for. Your responsibilities change. When you have kids, you have more
so
responsibilities.
that'll give you a
to
bigger
look after.
drive.
It does, but what I'm saying is, it takes. Not only is it distractions, it takes up a lot of your life. When a person's single, yeah, all they have to think about is themselves. As selfish as it sounds, yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. My wife is a very important part of my life. Yeah, don't get me wrong. When I have kids, inshallah, they're going to be a very important part of my life. But I personally think when a person's single, their drive for success, when they're grafting it out, it's more. Because think about it, you've not got your missus nagging you to go do this, or you don't have your missus think of like, okay, once you're married, yeah, you're gonna learn this. Atiq's learning this as he goes along. Not like I've got 20, 30 years of experience. Every decision you make, automatically by default, your wife will come into the back of your mind that, okay, how is this gonna affect her when I'm about to do this? Yeah, these are very, very, very important things. Now, when it comes to work, like one example, straight off the bat, you guys might have noticed, I still do this, but not as much as I used to. I work through the night. Why? You see on my snap, I'm finishing editing like 4 in the morning or sometimes
How
5.
do you do that?
Okay, good.
What's your schedule?
My schedule is, I do stuff during the day, which I can't do at night. There's a lot of stuff like you can't physically do, like related to work or just general life stuff. And then at night, when no one's there to disturb you, bang your man. I'm one of them people, you hear a lot of horror stories, bro. People not getting their wedding movies for about 2-3 years. People have had their kids, they've not had their wedding movies. Alhamdulillah, yeah, I've not got that reputation. I'll give everyone their movies.
I know that you smash them out quite quick.
I want to bang them out, and just, at the end of the day, it's your reputation on the line, man. Some guys are not thinking about
You're
that.
just building
Short
a name for
times.
building a name for yourself that way.
Which really, really shocks me. You think, come on, bro, like, why are you taking the piss?
We know
Someone's
someone.
paid
We know
you.
someone who he did get it after 2 years and he still hasn't got it.
Yeah, there's no vegetarian meals. But to be honest, that's bad. Like I said, yeah, so I'd come with ideas, like I'd be banging out trailers and I just want to do it straight away. But now you come home, okay, there's a wife there now, like you've got to just basic stuff
Get
like
more time to yourself.
we've got to go somewhere, do something, there's important stuff that needs to be done. You know what I mean? So when you're single, I personally think you can give more time to yourself, your business, stuff like that. Some people might not agree with me. They'll say your wife's there to support you, stuff like that. Yeah, okay, in some aspects, but still, if you can't be selfish after you're married. You can't be. If you are, then bye-bye. You know what I mean?
No, but
you got more people to think about.
just to make a note of that, you've only got experience of your wife. Like not everybody.
No, my
will be
wife
like,
supports me a
Not
lot.
everybody will
I'm
be
not
like
saying
that.
I'm not saying my wife my wife supports me loads, bro. I'm telling you. Yeah,
Shami's going like this off screen.
no, alhamdulillah. Look, I'm still, alhamdulillah. I feel that I've done well. Yeah, but do you get my point though?
Yeah.
Like a person
I
who's
think
single.
you're talking from a business.
You're talking
Like,
from-
if you want to start a business.
Oh yeah, I'm just talking about from a business perspective. There'll be people watching this right now who are in the wedding industry, like makeup artists, another popular one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Once they have kids and they're married, they got to cook food,
That's a
look after the
difficult one. That's a
family,
difficult one because from a female perspective, it's like,
more responsibilities.
but you don't know that. Sometimes it may not be the case. It may be like it may have shifted. Like
They
how do you
share
call
the
it?
responsibilities.
The
The husband might not work as much as the wife.
It could be.
Because what you, going further on what you said before about it makes it,
gives you that bigger drive.
it gives you bigger drive. Even like, I think it changes well. So like I said, for me, it's my family trying to.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm at a stage where I'm not married yet, or don't have kids yet. So I'm seeing the people around me. I still live at home.
Kids that he knows of.
Shut up, man.
Your siblings and
No, but so it's like my siblings because I'm the eldest out of 5.
Mashallah.
I look to them. I feel like I've got a responsibility of providing
after
for my
them,
family
yeah,
and
yeah.
look after them.
that gives
So
you
right now that's my drive and be like, okay, if I get a job and I get a lot of money from it, I want to be like, what can I do to help my family first, and then I'll be like, then look at me
That's
after
very
that.
selfless of you.
But that's good because if it wasn't
Is
for
that
them,
selfless?
bro, they'd be doing that for me when I was growing up in it. Well, that's standard.
That's good, man. You're a good lad.
So then,
Changa Murai.
but then
That's wifey material right
that's
there.
that's my drive right now. But then if I get married within the next however long it is,
So you agree that it'll change?
no, but it'll change because right now it's mainly them because I don't have a wife or kids to like sort of spend that money on now or look after now. When I do, if that happens in the next, say, for example, 4 or 5 years, then that's gonna change from my family to now my
I don't
wife
think
and
it changes.
kids.
I think it's an addition.
Sorry, yeah, addition.
Yeah,
I
you're
think,
adding-
yeah, I
yeah,
think
you're gonna
you
add-
added to that.
You,
yeah,
you
yeah,
add more responsibility.
yeah. That's
to it,
that's a good
which by default
Mm.
affects your work rate. Do you know what I mean? So from what I'm trying to get at with this is that
There's enough hours. There's not enough hours in the day
yeah,
to do everything. But then maybe that's why God made 24 hours in a day.
yeah.
no, but like you're saying, you just said you work through the night now. You're doing things in the day which you couldn't do at night.
Yeah.
When you have kids, you might be looking after them during the day,
But-
or you might not.
Excuse
have time.
me? Excuse me?
What?
When I have kids, are we looking after the kids?
What you got a responsibility as a father to do that as well.
Yeah, yeah, I'll
That's
be
if
there,
you got
bro.
if you that's if you can't.
I'll be there.
Obviously, if you can't, then and you've got work to do.
I ain't changing
My wife's
everybody's watching this right now. I ain't changing.
everybody's different, but and they have to adapt. But I'm just saying, we're just giving our perspective of it. We can't really talk about everyone about it.
No, it's true, man.
Yeah.
And it does help if you have a supportive family and a good circle around you. Obviously, if there's not motivation there coming from your surroundings, then it's difficult to find that drive.
Yeah, man.
So, inshallah, I pray you single brothers find wives that are supportive.
Single brothers.
You know what I mean?
Just leave it out, bro. Leave it out.
That's another actually topic here as well, you know, talking about.
Bro,
The struggle.
You know how
The
many,
struggle.
You know how many other topics that we've talked about in this one episode alone.
Yeah, we've gone.
You need to look this back, write it down. We need this is about 50 episodes already written.
What? Actually, what have we discussed as it? Because I think we should come to a close.
Bro, we've talked about wedding.
It's been pretty brief though as well. to
It's
say.
been very brief. Like I'm actually glad
We've touched on a few things.
we've touched on many things, not just a few. I think we'll be in the coming episode. We'll talk about a lot of things. Like I said, this podcast, I don't think it's sort of narrow to one specific topic.
No, let's get that clear. This podcast, the purpose of it is, like I said, I'm going to base it as much as I can around the wedding industry because of my profession. You're right there.
So I'm just blowing I'm trying to blow my nose off mic. Sorry about that. But the camera's recording me going like this.
Exactly. Yeah, like I said, this podcast is going to be mainly around the wedding industry because of my profession and my experience as well, which is good. It's something different to bring to the table, but we can talk about general stuff as well. We're lads.
I feel like yeah. Look, we've got other people sat here. I've got myself. You've got your own stories to tell. Yeah, man. And we're all in different professions.
What I'd say is, if you guys have any particular topics for us to talk about, that'd be fantastic. If you can comment them in the comment section below or DM me, I'll put all my @s in the comment section or on screen somewhere like that.
Yeah, but I feel at the start we mentioned, or we'll talk about current topics as well. I don't think we delve too much into that in this episode,
Yeah,
but it'll be
it's the first
something in the future which we could.
And guests as well. If you want to be a guest, and if you're in the wedding industry,
Or if you've got a story to tell.
or if you're a very, very interesting person,
Yeah.
hit us up. We'll get you on the podcast. But yeah, that was our first podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, it's our first one, so we might be a bit rusty. I don't know, rusty is not the right word for someone who's new to it. We might be a bit.
We're finding our steps. You got to walk before
Rough
you
around
run.
the edges.
You got to
we'll be a
walk
bit rough
before
around
you
the
run.
edges. Yeah, we'll get a bit smoother. Don't worry about that. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you subscribe, like this video, share with your family, share with your khandan.
With your mates.
Yeah, with your mom, your
With the
dad, your
khandan.
aunties, your uncles, your papas, your chache, your mama, your tae.
For
You
people
name it
who
if you
don't
want.
speak Punjabi or Urdu, they're not going to understand a word of what you're saying.
But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one.